which we might will governments against the same time was we guess to those to make us the greatest partners. But there's guidelines, some rules for all Toastmasters education law and recognition programs. So acting in Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters communities.
And now I will hand over control of the lectern to our president, Toastmaster Gilbert.
Thank you. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Abubakar, and I'm the president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. Members online. Okay, the theme for today is Little Wings, Happy Life. Little Wings, Happy Life. Back in 2017, when I started working, I was confirmed as a permanent employee. I was just going to work, coming home, same routine every day. Go home, come to work, come to work. Weekends, I go to the beach once in a while, later I go with family to eat, just sort of relax. And it happened throughout the year. All the way to December 1st, I started feeling some type of way. I was feeling like I didn't achieve anything this year. It was just me, saying nothing different. Even though I'm one of personal development, don't get me wrong. I try as much as possible to be better than I was yesterday. So I was a bit confused, and so I decided to make a very rash decision of taking the DMP exam. I wasn't ready for it. I paid for this crash program, this training for a weekend, just 1 weekend, 2 days. I did the training, and so I took the exam on the 30th of December. Because I wanted to win something, I wanted to achieve something that year. So, guess what happened after? I failed. In fact, I failed woefully. I think that, so according to the woman in the center, that was arguably the worst result she has seen in the past 10 years. I kid you not. She was very serious about it because she said, why would you pay a lot of money and come and do this? She was upset on my behalf. I paid close to 300,000 per year. Take the exam, and I failed. Why? Because I took the right decision. So I was talking to my colleagues after on 2nd of January. Oh, by the way, that January was a very long January because I was broke. So I was telling my colleague that okay, something to happen, and he was like, "You might have to. Why would you want yourself to achieve something when you already achieved every day, 365 days you won?" I said, "How?" He said, "You are alive, right?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's a win." You know, you even have a job. That's a win. You eat breakfast in the morning. That's a win. The very fact that you are willing to improve, that's a win. There is no need to stress. And I was like, okay, that's quite profound. And that stuck with me, and that was what inspired the thing for today. In case there's anyone who feels like they haven't achieved anything this year, or this month, or this day, being alive is a win, right? Being there is a win. So the more you look at wins, achievements, progress as wins, your life will be happier. And that's my message to you today. That is the end of the feature speech. Now, let's give me a round of applause. Yes, I know people are applauding or not. Okay, somebody's applauding. Thank you very much. Now, I want to begin the meeting properly by introducing the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day is this very handsome guy. Smart, rich, successful. Everyone's favorite. In fact, it's the best person I've met. The only problem is he has one issue. He likes to dream. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please give welcome to the Toastmaster of the day, Bubakar. Well, thank you, Mr. President. That was my Okay, so for today's meeting, we were supposed to start with prepared speeches, but because we okay. We were supposed to do prepared speeches for today, and then we do evaluation and we do table topics. But because we don't have most of the role players today, and we decided to start the meeting by 11 o'clock, we'll begin the table topics now with an impromptu topics master. I can't believe the table topics itself is impromptu. So we will start with the table topics. Table topics is in front of the field for 1 to 2 minutes. So after that, we'll take the prepared speeches and we'll take the evaluation. So the person who will do this today is someone whom I admire a lot, someone who is a process engineer in the FMCG industry. His favorite saying is, "You never know till you try." And he enjoys reading history through biographies and memoirs. Please give one. See, this is my last to be applauded. So if you don't give him applause, we will take the topics. Please give welcome to the one.
Good morning once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Morning.
Table topics. Table topics is the dream of every Toastmaster. And it's the dream of every Toastmaster because because you get to practice being a Toastmaster. Is that part of being a Toastmaster that gives you the feeling of, yes, I have arrived. Yes, I'm doing something right. Now, peculiar to table topics, you do not have to answer the question as it has been asked. So when you're called upon to answer whatever question it is, you do not have to speak directly to it. You can maneuver your way into or out of the question. And so we'll begin. Any volunteers? I will call on you.
Okay.
CM Solomon, is the world round or square? Tell us why. Is the world round or square? Tell us why.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Is the world round or square? What does our secondary school geography teachers? Well, geographers, scientists are square, the world is round. Not square, not as it's spherical. The world is round. How would I say the world is round? The world is round in reality and in fact, figuratively speaking, the world is actually round. The world is moving. The world is not static. In that sense, the world is round. Because it is moving. It's not just static. It's not just in one position. It is round because for each and every one of us, our world is not remain the same. Keep moving every day, keep taking one step, change, to be different. So I would say the world is not square, not only the square shape. In our own individual reality, the world is round, but just keep moving. I mean, it's something that, as you say, or as some commonly said, it's something that is dynamic. So I believe the world is not square anyway. It is round, both figuratively speaking and literally speaking. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, TM Solomon, for that awesome speech. Any new takers? I will call on TM online. Our online participants, is there anyone willing to take on the table topic?
Let me try.
Okay, so TM Lawrence.
Hi.
TM Lawrence.
Yes, good morning.
Can you hear me? Good morning.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you ready?
I hope so.
Going with the theme of our meeting today, what little wins have you had in this year, 2022?
I didn't get what you say. Say going.
What little wins have you had in the year of 2022?
What little
Wins.
Yeah.
as in
Win.
W?
Okay, wins.
W?
W-I-N-S.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. What little wins have I had in the year 2022? Little wins. Well, I have had more than little wins in year 2022. First of all, when this year was about beginning, I made a New Year resolution that in year 2022, I will never test or drink soft drinks. You know what soft drinks are? Coke, Fanta, Pepsi, and all of that. So 1st of January 2022, I made a New Year resolution. And as we speak today, I have never taken any soft drink in year 2022. That is my number one win. Secondly, in year 2022, I made a solemn vow to myself that enough of so much social media engagement. Year 2021, I lost precious time surfing through the web, from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok and all that. But this year, 2022, I told myself no more. As we speak today, I'm happy to announce to all of us that that vow was fulfilled. That is one of the little wins. And finally, year 2022, I promised myself that I will embark on a major journey in my Toastmasters professional activity. And as I speak today, I was able to deliver at least 2 species in year 2022. Thank you so much. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Tim Lawrence. Thank you very much. And we have another one. Tim Jennifer. Can you? What is your most fond Christmas memory? Your most fond Christmas memory?
Good morning to Toastmasters again. Okay, so my most fond Christmas memory would be in 2012. I traveled, I'm an Igbo girl from another state, so it's always like a tradition for us to leave Lagos after the whole year and go back to our hometown, celebrate Christmas with loved ones. So I traveled and we traveled by road. That was, I think, my first experience thinking this double deck luxury bus. And it was a nice journey. I was scared, but then I had my mom, my brothers, my siblings. So we got it was morning, very early morning, we had a park. I think that was late in the evening, right? Around 6, we already had a park. And people were putting in their loads and everything. So we got in and the journey started. So at 10, usually I sleep by 10 past 10. But then I noticed I was awake till 2, and a lot of people were still awake because there was little chit chat going on in the red corner. And it's not right. I didn't even know night that phone. atmosphere was cold, there was no traffic, there was no stopover here, and they just knew what to experience. And we got to the east very early in the morning, and everybody found it. So yeah, very good to them. That's without like a fun Christmas road trip for me.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim Jennifer, for that awesome, fun memory of your Christmas holiday. Do we have time for more?
We can skip it.
Come back to it. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, and I will hand over to the Toastmaster of the day.
That was a blossom beginning. Yes. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll take the general evaluator, which we should have done, by the way, so that we can hear from her the role players and the functionaries. Then we will take the prepared speeches. Now, once we are done, if there is time, then we'll take more table topics because I enjoyed myself. Really, those questions were top notch. Now, for today, we have a shark. We have a whale in the house. You know, we're all fishes. This one, she's not a fish, she's a whale. She joined Toastmasters in 2015. She's the immediate past of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club and the current area director for Area 16. She's a dressmaker who loves reading and mirror talking. She's also a fashionpreneur. She's not a fashion designer. She's a fashionpreneur. Maybe she will tell us what the difference is. She has also won several awards, including the National Speech Contest, Speech Contest, and Tall Tales at the area, club, and division level. Please give welcome to Toastmaster, soon to be distinguished Toastmaster, Ayatollah Elmari.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Okay, so what I say, I'm practicing for when I travel abroad. That's why I'm Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Yes, I said that because I can see that we have guests here. So, very quickly, I'll be playing the role of the general evaluator today. And I would say that I like to think of this role as the quality control department role, right? What we do is make sure that we get better each time in our delivery, in our meeting practice and what have you. And we would be monitoring every single aspect of this meeting. But to do this, I have a team of role players who would help us assure quality in this meeting. And to start with, I'll be introducing the timer. And to play the role of the timer today is Toastmaster Chiso. Okay, brief intro about Toastmaster Chiso. Toastmaster Chiso is a process engineer in the FMCG industry. Am I? No. Yeah. Okay. His favorite saying is, "You never know till you try." He enjoys reading history through biographies and memoirs. Just for the chief of
I can do it.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
My role as the timer today is to make sure whoever is delivering the speech stays within the time allotted. As Toastmasters, it's very important we are conscious of our time whenever we are delivering the speech. So for the prepared speeches today, the icebreakers, they have a time for 5 minutes. And once they have gotten to the 4 minutes mark, they will see the green card. And once they have gotten to the middle of it, they will see the yellow card. And once they've gotten to the end of it, the 6 minutes, they will see the red card. And after they send the red card, they have 30 seconds to stay within time to qualify for the voting. And if they don't, they will be disqualified. And the same applies for other speeches which are 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on my list is the listening evaluator. To play this role today, the Toastmaster was joined in August 2022. She's a data analyst, territory sales supervisor for TGI Group and doubles as creative director for Design Doctor Interiors. She enjoys singing, cooking, swimming, traveling, and networking. Please, Toastmaster Jennifer Oguchi, stand up and give your role.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
So, as you say, evaluator, I will be monitoring how much everybody's paying attention to each of the speeches that they given. I will be listening attentively, and at the end of the day, I will ask questions to be sure everybody's mind is here and everybody pay attention.
Thank you. Oh, okay, pardon me. Toastmaster Jennifer currently is supposed to double as the accountant as well. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so for the role of the accountant, I will also be taking notes, and I'm taking notes of word and sound that I use as prompt or perspective by anyone who speaks. And during the meeting, I will listen to overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. And I also listen for filler sound, including air. I'll also note when the speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means, and at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker uses this expression.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jennifer. Next on my list is the grammarian. And standing in for the grammarian today is someone who has already been introduced over and over today. And that is Mr. President Toastmaster Rebecca Diva. Kindly. Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Area Director, General Evaluator, and Music Vice President, Richmond, Fashion Designer. Oh, I want to be a friend because chairman. Okay, so for today, I'll also be the grammarian. The grammarian is basically just to make sure that we are speaking good English. So the first thing is I will introduce what of the is plural form with an adjective. It means something that is totally awesome, but not without its flaws. And an example would be our speech was awesome. So if someone speaks today and they are awesome, please ensure that you let them that their speech was awesome, right? And then the second thing I'll do is I'll just pay attention to the use of grammar. If somebody uses English really well, I will take note of that. If somebody is using English, I will take note of that. Just so that we improve ourselves at the end of the day. If you use word of the day, you hear this knock. Yeah, so that's a wonderful job. And we try as much as possible to challenge ourselves by using word of the day when we speak. So please try as much as possible to do that. If you leave this lecture without using word of the day, I'm going to be very sad. Okay. So please, let's talk about that. Thank you very much, Madam General.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tabaka. So you have met my team, and I just want to add that I would also be paying attention to every single thing that goes on in the meeting, and near the end of the meeting, I'll come and give my report. So thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you. Please give her a round of applause. That is not an applause. All right, thank you so much for that. Now we would segue. I like that word. We will segue into the next segment of the meeting, which is the first speech. What is the stories? Yes.
So we start.
Doris, right?
Yes.
This is good. Okay, so
No, we just don't, yeah. On our weeks, yeah.
We give that one some time.
Giving your family talk.
Yeah.
I think it's good. Sarah started planning. We're gonna one. So it's not that. And then you have to put these over there. Okay. Okay, so what are these specific things? Can I have a version to study? Okay, yeah. Awesome. Great. Okay, so the first speeches is when a person goes and they do an assignment, they write their speeches, they prepare themselves, and they come and deliver the speech. So when they deliver the speech, it's like they've done the research, they've decided on the best way to tell you the message, the best way to make you understand, the best way to achieve the objectives, and that's why we enjoy the first speeches. The first speeches is when you learn so much in just less than 10 minutes. The very first time someone casually said in the first speeches, he said, the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement, right? He said it casually. This was about 6 years ago. But me, I haven't forgotten that particular moment. And I was just thinking to myself, oh, wow, really? I never did that. Right? So I have been inspired by that moment. He probably didn't support it, but for me, it's still memorable. So I value the past speeches so much that today I'm very happy to announce that we have 4 of them, although 2 are work in progress. We have 1 confirmed as at now, and we have another one coming up shortly. So the first speech of the day will be given to us by Toastmasters, who will be evaluated by the honorable, the boss. So he achieved his DTM about 7 years ago or 8 years ago. DTM is like a professor. So that's what he got with Toastmasters. So he's a professor of Toastmasters. Now, who exactly is this man? His English is Mr. Chima. Do you have to check it?
Yeah, IOH. Okay. Yes, I think I do. This is project what? That is at the top.
Yeah. Level 3 project.
Okay, the purpose of this speech. Okay,
All right. So the purpose of this project, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of this project is for members to practice using story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So you have 5 to 7 minutes for the next.
Right, thank you very much. We'll be speaking from the persuasive influence part. Level 3 for the 2. My packet of cookies. Toastmaster Ayuji. There you go.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
My packet of cookies. Do you want cookies?
Yeah.
Just a second. This year, I'll start with you. And I'm making it done. It's like, how do I give those online? This passes. Cookies. Cookies. Everyone? Okay, coming. Great. My packet of cookies. How many of us have ever gone to an airport before? Anybody? Which one did TMN? Which one did Abiyaga go to? Fantastic. Anyone outside Nigeria?
The place Diani Airport
In Senegal. How big is it? Small. Okay, I put it aside. I put it aside. Any other airports?
Emirates Airport.
Emirates airports. Yes. They are coming up. GTN, any airports?
Any airport in the United States.
United States.
Very busy.
Very
Very busy. Planes are coming down.
fantastic. Let me stop from there. There was a young lady called Mojisola. She was going to an airport. She was going to a particular country and got to an airport some years back. Big, massive. Now, when you mention Muritala Mohammed International Airport, that's a bus stop. Just a train station. Now, I'm talking about airports that you cannot move around in 30 minutes, 1 hour walking. Places that you would need probably all the small trains to navigate your movement from one place to the other. This particular lady, Mojisola, was going to spend like 2 hours waiting for the next flight. What did she do? She went around to get a book and a packet, just like Tim Akash is already eating, cookies to wipe away time before she moves ahead with her journey. On getting to the chair, just close by, a young man sat beside her. She opened her book and started reading. The young man opened the cookies and picked one. She looked at the young man and she was wondering what was happening. She picked another cookie from the packets. This man picked another one. She was already getting mad. She told herself, if I am in the mood, I will give this man a punch. but she also noticed that she was within a controlled environment. She was not ready to create a scene. She picked another cookie. Do you know what the man did? He picked another one. Just one left, and she thought to herself, what is this man going to do this time around? While she was still thinking, trying to understand what would happen, the man picked the final one, cut it into two, and gave her out of it. She stood up and gave it to the man from head to toe. She picked her bag and straight to board, and she was ready for flight. But I'm asking another question. What that man did, was he not awesome? I think it was. When she got into the plane, and her bag, not by the time, and she wanted to pick her glasses from her bag, what did she see? Her cookies, untouched, not opened. She couldn't go back to meet the man. The man was just being kind and nice to her. And she already abused this man, but there was no other opportunity for her to go back. Masters and guests, there are certain things you can never recover. And that is what I've termed the C words. The word you speak, the occasion and the time, and the final one, the cake. The cake, when it is eaten, it's gone. The word once said, you can't recover it. Like people say, internet does not forget. The occasion once is lost, and the time is gone. Sultan Gabra quotes, and I say, quotes, and I mention a particular quote, and he says, you may not have the best of attitude, but your attitude will determine the things that happen unto you. 2022 is about ending. What is your attitude? Are you going to be grateful and get into the new year with a positive attitude, or you want to still continue in the attitude of 2022? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my packet of cookies. Change your attitude and get the best of it. Back to you, the Toastmasters. Thank you. Please give him a round of applause for the cookies. Toastmaster, please speak every meeting, so that we can be getting more people. And I finished my cookie. Wow, that was really impressive. Thank you so much for that speech. I look forward to the next meeting. When's the next meeting? In January. I really hope that you speak. Wow. Okay, so our next speaker. Okay. All right. So
Distinguished Toastmaster Kayode Yusuf, are you online? Are you with us? Okay, are you there?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. We will be taking the president's speech next. Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku. Please help us with the evaluation objective of that speech.
Mr. Toastmaster, can you hear me, please?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Awesome. I apologize, Toastmasters. And this afternoon, I'll be evaluating Mr. President, who would be speaking from the Visionary Communication Manual, Level 1, Project 2, with a team writing a speech with purpose. His speech topic this afternoon is communication in leadership. The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. I'll be here listening in the next 5 to 7 minutes, and I'll come back after the speech to evaluate Toastmaster Ned. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, TMK. Toastmaster Chinedu is an IT professional and the current president of Lighthouse Press. Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, not Prestige. There can be two here. He joined Toastmasters in 2018 and he loves playing chess. He has won several awards, including Best Speaker, Best Evaluator, Best Topic Speaker, among others. Please give welcome to Toastmaster Chinedu Omenkuku.
Have the time started? How many of us here loves cartoons? Really? Okay, great. It wasn't too long ago that I realized that one of my childhood cartoons had an undertone that I didn't even realize. Tom and Jerry, for instance. Tom and Jerry is a voiceless, soundless cartoon, but we get what they're trying to communicate to us, right? Who doesn't know the relationship between Tom and Jerry? Yes, it's a love-hate relationship. And that is exactly the kind of relationship we typically have between a leader and maybe in a work environment, we call it an employee. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning. The title of this speech is going to be Communication in Leadership. Communication is a very, very important aspect of life in general. In fact, a former president of the United States of America stated clearly that communication is one of the most effective tools for leadership. One of the primary reasons we are here gathered together this afternoon or morning is because we are here to own our communication skills, to improve our communication skills, because we've gotten to a point that we realize that it is important for both personal, interpersonal, work life, and otherwise aspects of our lives. So it is very, very important. Today, I'm going to try to extrapolate why it is important, the tools we can use in having effective communication, how we can go about trying to improve our communication skills, and hopefully at the end of this talk, I should be able to leave you with 1 or 2 pointers on things you can do to improve your communication. Now, there are different means in which we can communicate. And one of the things I pointed when I opened this speech was the fact that it doesn't even have to be verbal. Our body language is communication. The kind of gestures we give out, sending a gift to a relative in a faraway place is a means of communication. We can communicate fear, we can communicate love, we can communicate gratitude, we can communicate congratulatory message, whatever we want to communicate. It necessarily doesn't have to be verbal, right? But I'm going to keep the tone to a very formal setting for the purpose of this speech. How do we communicate effectively as a leader leading a team? That is the theme for today's talk. When you are saddled with the responsibility to lead a group of people, irrespective of how that group is, it could be a large group, it could be a very small group, you know that you have to be able to effectively communicate with your team members. A lot of times you have things like meetings, it could be physical, it could be online. Those are actually tools for communication. You also have things that are very predominant now, video conferences, where you're actually doing video voice at the same time. You have your traditional emails, you have SMSs, or even group channels, WhatsApp, etc. All these are just means for communication, channels in which we're able to share our ideas or share common values while we collectively work towards a uniform goal or a singular goal, right? But how do we make this communication in these different channels the most effective it can be? I'm going to take a cue here from my previous boss. I like to mention him a lot because he really left an invaluable mark in my heart. Dr. Sunday Pafonwa. He would always repeat whatever message he wanted to say. He would always repeat it over and over and over and over again. And then one day I asked him, "Sir, we've gotten this message already. Why do you keep on hitting it?" He'll smile and he'll say, "Chinedu, what you hear over and over and over and over again sticks to your mind." And I got it. He knew exactly what he wanted to leave in our hearts and in our minds. He wasn't just a manager, he was a leader. He was impacting values into our life. And his own tool for impacting that value was constant repetition over and over again. So that anytime he was about to start that line, we already knew where he was going to. We knew the message before he even said it. That worked perfectly for him. Another aspect I think I've learned over time is how to be brief and concise. Communication is the message. That message is, you don't have to paint a big story around the message to just get the facts straight. The important thing is you're able to comport, or how will I, for lack of better words, I would say to make that message as concise as possible so that the essence of that message is the important thing you're able to send out to whoever you're trying to send that communication to. And last but not the least, being open-minded. I've noticed that some of the most successful leaders I've ever got to know in my life have never been the smartest person in the room. They've never been the most audacious people in the room. They are always open to listening. They always keep this very open-minded mind. In fact, Tim Cook, who is the head of one of the biggest companies arguably in the world, the Apple Group, said something in an interview that really, really stuck to me. He said one of the reasons for his great unprecedented success was the fact that he was able to step back, keep an open mind, and then do what he would typically not do. He was able to communicate in his team in such a way that he is not just bossing them, he's actually listening and understanding different points of view. That way, he was able to lead the company to greater heights. That being said, communication is very, very key either ways we do it,
right? So I'm going to leave you with just three clues that I've mentioned in the course of this speech. The first thing is make your communication concise and clear. Repeat whatever you feel is of value to you. And last but not the least, always keep an open mind whenever you are in a leadership position and working with a team. The Toastmaster.
Yes, thank you so much for that speech. That was very profound. For somebody who's passionate about communication, and that's probably what we're all here today to learn more. I think that was very impressive. Thank you so much. Are we having fun?
Yes, so
Okay, because we have more. I mean, we are going to have even more fun today because the next speech, in fact, just thank God that you are here today. That's just it. Because I know that people are supposed to be here, but they are not. Unfortunately, and they will get to miss out on this speech. So, Toastmaster Solomon. Okay. So the next speech we'll be hearing will be delivered by Toastmaster Doris, but let's get the speech evaluation first from our evaluator, Toastmaster Solomon.
I have the evaluation. Toastmaster Doris. I don't have the evaluation form. But we contain the purpose of the.
Yes, so that's the.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Also, your this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluation during the club.
This is level 1 project, right? Writing a speech with purpose. That one?
Yes.
So let me read.
Okay.
Okay, please. Yeah.
See, Doris, the purpose of this speech is to present a speech and receive feedback from your evaluator. You have 5 to 7 minutes to deliver the speech. All the best.
Thank you. Toastmaster Doris joined Toastmasters in 2022. She is an actor, which means even if she's nervous, she can act like she's not. She's a film producer and she's a fashionista. Now, she's not a fashionpreneur, fashionista. After the interview, I'll come and find you and find out what that means. She loves reading, dancing, and singing. Her favorite quote is, know your limits. Know your limits, then ignore them. She will be speaking today from the persuasive influence part, level 1, project 2, and the title of her speech is My Wedding Night. My Wedding Night, Toastmaster Doris.
You are looking very cute today. Me? You. Yes, I mean you. Why are you staring at her? You know what I think beautiful today. Thank you. Good morning, beautiful Toastmasters and special stunning guests. my wedding night. It was my wedding night. I had danced so much, my back was aching. I just needed a warm bath and a rest. My husband was beginning to have funny ideas. He was being like a baby. Well, I wouldn't blame him. Any man in his position would do the same, because I was a warrior in our days of bloodshed. Sexual purity till marriage was top on my list. Then the knock came. I was thinking, 11:30. Could that be room service? I wondered. Then with my eyes popping, I heard my mother-in-law's iron-like voice. Doris! Michael! Open the door! Michael jumped out of bed and quickly opened the door for his mother. My mother-in-law walked in and majestically sat down and asked us to sit too. Then she looked at me and said, Doris, I don't know if anyone ever told you this. There is a curse in my husband's family line. The men in their family do not prosper. In fact, their women are the ones that work and provide for the family. Well, I just kept listening. Then she continued speaking. And she said, this is because, according to what I was told, that one of their forefathers killed a son of a great herbalist. So this herbalist in turn placed a curse on their family village, that they would not see nor do anything good with their hands. Also, that every son of the family would lose a son amongst their children. At this point, I watched in amazement as my mother-in-law kept telling the story. And then I thought, what is she trying to do? What is she trying to achieve? Is she trying to push me to a state of perturbation? She's trying to get it herself. Well, then Pearl hardly jumped into my head and said, if a crown hurts, you don't have to wear it. I hold that thought. No, that's not Doris, that's not me. I picked it up. I was screaming. This time from Harrison. And he says, you would never know the power of a woman until she is defeated. I said, yeah, I like it on car. This is me. This is my kind of thought. I looked at my mother-in-law. Then she concluded by saying, I just thought I should let you know that this is not a land of fun. This marriage of yours is not a bed of roses, but of war. Why? Why didn't she tell me this before now? Why wait for this night to do this special night? When in order not to waste our time, I also gave her my own history. I told her, dear mother-in-law, this time is swag. I'm sorry that I also didn't tell you this before now, but I came from a family that fights for those who love. My father, Jesus Christ, died that I may be liberated. So therefore, if anyone is fortunate enough to get married into my family lineage, that person is automatically liberated from any form of presence. My mother-in-law was shocked, as I could tell what she was thinking at the time. Today, my husband and I have 4 sons. None of them died. In fact, they have sons and daughters of their own. Yes, I'm a grandma. I broke all that fear. I broke the curses. I saw the joy in my husband's face. And that, to me, is a supernova. Thank you.
Please continue. Okay, please continue the applause. I think I know what patronista means now. Well, thank you for that. That was very profound. We're supposed to have a third prepared speech today, but the person is not here yet. I'm not sure. That means she will not be here to like interfere. Okay, so what we will do is now we will just get on to the evaluation segment. Remember at the beginning we said that we have time will come up to the topics, so we'll just take over with the topics until everybody speaks. If you are here today, you're not going to be reading. Okay, so I would like to call on the general evaluator for today, so that we can go over the evaluations. After the evaluations, we do the others. So you've met the way before, so please invite, give her a round of applause as I invite her back on stage.
Good morning, friends. Afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon again. Oh, good afternoon. Thanks. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. And guests. Now we have guests. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Okay, so like I said earlier, that I'll be back during the evaluation session and to give our report. But first, we're going to start with the speech evaluation. And first, we're going to start. I know the order was like this, so I'm going to take it back to the way it should be. So the first evaluator would be Toastmaster Solomon to evaluate Toastmaster Doris's speech. Oh, right. So we're going to call for vote for the best speaker. So whoever you think did it for you, if the cookies got you. First speaker is Toastmaster JG. The second speaker is Toastmaster Ned, and the third speaker is Toastmaster Doris. So the supernova or the cookie. Or do they need to campaign? Okay, so we're done with that. Toastmaster Solomon, are you ready? Okay.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
You're very voice. I was really impressed. Although you were nervous, that is your voice was quite your voice was heavy, so you didn't quite go in the ways the sound from the sound of your voice. So, you know, those our attention when you try to give a story. Everybody wants to hear a story. Everybody likes to hear the story. Yeah. First of all, apart from that, rather, your topic was quite catchy. Now wedding night. Everybody likes to hear what happened now wedding night. What was the learning that happened? So it was a good one. The topic was catchy. I like that. I like the sound of your voice. I liked the organized process you had. Or waiting for the next thing you wanted to say. That was also very good. In terms of eye contact, I don't know whether that was one way, that was one of the means through which you expressed your nervousness. Because in terms of looking at us, sometimes it was not too purposeful. I know you intentionally wanted to look at it, but I reminded you, well, I agree that you're going to try to look. And so you wanted to look, but in a way, your eye contact was not the most organized, I'll put it that way. Okay, so that's one area I think you can improve on. And also, your use of gesture. Yeah, you use your hands several times. So your hands were walking all through as you were speaking. But I think you can actually use your gesture needs not to be limited to your hands. I know for most people, our hands try to speak with us. You are an actress, so I guess you know that better than myself. So I mean, subsequently, you can use your hands, but use it in a fashion that is not distracting, too distracting. Audience awareness. I think our attention was seized at some point, and most people wanted to hear what you had to say. So it was good that your content was one that caught our attention, and I think audience awareness was quite, at least above, I'll say above average. Were you comfortable with the audience? I would say yes. You didn't question, even if we all knew that before now that you were a bit, but you came in here and it worked pretty well. You didn't have fidgety moments. I'll put it that way. We're interested, so you got our attention. How do I conclude? I will say that subsequently, when you're giving a speech in the Toastmasters, wherever you are in Toastmasters, you're learning something I've learned here. They say we don't talk about religion, sex, and politics. Some of those things will come in at some point because of our speaking, but we'll try to minimize because of the nature of the audience you may have, because of people's sensitivities. And as a rule, here, we do not do such things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Solomon. And to evaluate Toastmaster Ned's speech, DTM Kayode, are you online? Yes, please. Can you hear?
Yes, Madam General Evaluator, I am very much online and I can hear you loud and clear.
Lovely. Please evaluate Toastmaster Chinedu's speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator, and good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters. I'll use the CRC method to evaluate Toastmaster Ned, and that would be to commend him for a very good job done, to tell him things I think he had done well, to recommend what I think he can improve on, and to commend him once again. Toastmaster Ned started with a rhetorical question, which I believe is an excellent way to open a speech, because it throws a question at the audience and you don't expect a response from the audience. In your case, you actually got responses, which I think means you took it a notch higher. When you were opening your speech, you had relatable examples. You gave examples of Tom and Jerry cartoons, which was the norm when we were kids. And I think that was very relatable. In your speech, you gave a quote by a former US president. And one of the advantages that speeches gives to you is that it gives you the currency, it gives you the authority that that person you are quoting carries. I thought that was very good. The content of your speech was also excellent. You spoke about the verbal and non-verbal communication. One thing that I also think worked very well for you was your good use of the stage. I don't know whether it's your body size or if it's the white designer shirt that you're wearing, but you seemed to occupy the space in front of the stage. Everywhere I looked, I saw you. You were not distracting, you were not jumping up and down, but you dominated the stage, and I thought that that was very, very good. What are the things that I recommend that you improve on when next you do a speech like this? I think that you are very monotonous all through the speech. At the spot, you give the example of a former boss, Dr. Fafunwa, and you are going to talk, you're going to repeat what he had said. You've tried to, but I think that you can improve your vocal variety in that aspect. That would show people that this is someone else talking and not just you talking. Another recommendation I would also give to you is that, yes, you had a clear opening and conclusion, but your body was sort of muddled up. I could not outline your speech. It seemed like you had point A, and then you had points A1, A2, and then A1 had another one, and then B had, it was quite muddled up. I would want you to organize the body of your speech much more when next you do a project like this. Aside this, I think that you did very well. You ended with 3 points that if we didn't listen to anything all through your speech, we would go away with those 3 points that you ended with. I thought that that was very good, and it came at a very good point. And more importantly, I think that the topic that you were speaking about, communications in the corporate life, is something that is very important. It's the reason why a couple of us are here at Toastmasters, and I think that it's coming at the very right time. Thank you very much, and over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Kayode. And now for the third and final evaluation for today, of speech evaluation for 2018. Please welcome DTM Chino.
I want to ask why you waited to invite me as the last evaluator.
According to the agenda.
I was put on the spot as the first evaluator, and then at the end of the day, I'm the last evaluator. Good day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I want to start this evaluation with this thing from one man. I think he said he visited a fortune teller and asked the fortune teller, he wanted to know what his future would look like. And the fortune teller looked at the crystal ball and looked at this man and said, you'll be very poor and sick until you're 45. So out of curiosity, the man asked, and what next? He said, you'll get used to it. I think you're beginning to get used to a very good speech. I think this is your fifth speech I've had from the old house to this place. That was a very good one. You had a very strong stage presence during your speech. Sharing cookies made your connection with the audience seamless. Asking questions made your audience involvement also. I must confess, you make good use of the prop on stage. In this case, please. Your storytelling skill was on point. Wonderful smiles from your face during your speech made my day. fantastic bosses. Your bosses were appropriate. Your speech was meaningful to your audience. It was logical. The type of speech was given at the starting of the speech. And of course, your speech had intro, body, and conclusion. You showed us and also demonstrated the climax of your story, especially when you displayed when the woman shouted. You were in the character in your speech, which made us to have fun while learning from you. Everybody's looking forward to what will be his recommendation. I don't have any. I think I have very few. One, I noticed that at some point you were dancing. I needed you to stand erect and address the audience. You can start. Your use of speech was not also purposeful. I thought when you brought out the chair, and share your story. I would have also loved you to embed probably a very short song in your story. Of course, that song will titillate your body as you walk in. But nevertheless, I learned that your attitude will determine your attitude, the general.
It's your Chima. And with that, we have come to the end of the speech evaluation. So please cast your vote for the best evaluator. We had Toastmasters Solomon, DTM Kaede, and DTM Chima. But then it was that's only one.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. President, are we doing the rest of the evaluations for Mr. Timothy? What table topics? Yeah. Okay, so now that we have all voted, I'm going to, should I just hand over back? Okay, so hand over back to the table topics master.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Once again. Okay, we are continuing with the best part of the meeting, which is the table topics. What I would do is to invite a guest, since we've had 3 members. I will invite a guest up to the stage to give it a try. ITM Linda, can you come up to the stage? If you were to recreate Christmas, how would you do it? If you were to recreate Christmas, how would you do it?
Okay, to me, Jim said I'm not really a fan of Christmas. So if I am to request Christmas, I think I was confident. I didn't say that big. There's something to speak about it. So like there are so many cliches surrounding Christmas. I feel like if people want to move, you don't have to wait till Christmas when you do good tidings, when you present the, when you give your co-workers your workers what do you call that? End of the year packages and the rest of them. You can do that on a normal day. You don't have to wait
till it's Christmas period for everyone wants to have a get together, everyone to do your party thing. So Christmas is well, everything in the Bible, it's someone that just came out and said, okay, let's celebrate, let's celebrate. Christmas. Let's put Christmas, let it be like it's a Jesus thing. But on a normal, it's not. That's to me, I'll start Christmas and let everybody do the right to do, you know, like they say, what doing is God doing well. You have to give gifts because you want to give gifts. I don't understand. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ITM Linda, for that awesome table topics. Do we have any volunteers? Any volunteers?
Welcome.
Thank you. Okay, hello everybody. Oh wow, okay.
The theme of our meeting today is little wins.
Okay.
What little win would you like to have in the coming year? What little win would you like to have in the coming year?
Okay, little wins. So currently I'm a student of University of Lagos studying mass communication. So one of the little wins I would like to have this year is to pass my examination, really. Yeah. Because it's very, I don't know, because of the old strike and everything, then we went back to school, we were like pushing tests, and now we're having exams without lectures and all of that. So we have to study on our own. So one of the reasons we know that is to make my papers.
You still have more time.
Any other reasons? Okay. So earlier this year in February, I had an accident, like a really bad accident, that like I was in bed for over 5 months, and it pulled me back, my business and many aspects of my life. So I have some things I would have loved to achieve this year. I didn't achieve any of them. So I'd love to achieve like some part of them. That would be important.
Okay, we are getting more energy into the room, I would say. Madam, can you? Yes. What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self? What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
Advice to my 18-year-old self. That's like taking myself back to 18 months. I'll start by telling myself that, Nora, remember the daughter of who you are. You are an awesome person. Have in mind of your own. Irrespective of whatever that is happening, set a target for yourself. Once you set that target, believe in yourself and believe that you're going to achieve that, irrespective of what is happening around you. Once you set that target, you remind you put the work in it and go ahead and achieve that. Don't be fed up by any circumstances going around you. whatever challenges you live in your heart, look for a way to tackle the challenges that stand in your way and believe that you're going to achieve that challenge. You are set for the and move in that direction and then that you get to that goal. That's what I can tell myself. Just one of the day.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. Special topic. Now we have time for more. Yeah, we keep going. 2 more. Okay. Okay, Akash. One more. If you had the power to transform into any superhuman, how would you go about it and what powers would you choose?
Okay, 2 minutes straight.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. If I had any power, and sometimes in my everyday life, I keep wondering, oh, I wish I had this power. I would choose the power to reverse time. Because time and life is such that you only realize the consequences of your actions and your decisions once the people who it affects, once you actually feel that and when things affect you and you wish, that's when you truly realize what the consequences are. And that's when I realized, oh, I wish I could rewind time a little bit. Some time ago, we got a topic, what would you have done differently at 18? At 18, I was a very rich, spoiled kid from a boarding school that only had guys, thrown into a mountain where there are 40 universities and 40,000 students. So you would know what probably went down over there. And I waited actually 1 or 2 years, and had I received the power to reverse time, I would go all the way back then and redo things, in a better way. So yeah, I think time would be my biggest power. Yeah.
Do you think social media has been good for humanity or is it not of a distraction? Do you think social media has been good or bad for humanity?
Very honest. I'm not sure. Social media. I'd say I think it's more of a bad thing than a good thing. I understand that. I mean, we're able to communicate and you can easily reach everyone, but I think that it's a little distraction and it's hard. I would say, okay, sorry, can you come again? What's the question?
Yeah, has social media been good compared to humanity?
Okay, so I'll say it's more bad than good because I think it's a lot of distraction and people tend to focus more on, on catching up on social media than catching up in real life. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, that's what I think about right now.
You have more time.
This is my first time. I'm not trying to get the hang of everything. So.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, somebody's rated his hand, he does this already. Maybe that's been eating from social media.
Let's see if we can get one. Okay, one from the audience. Anyone?
If it's raising his hand. How do we? Yeah, just you can hear him. Okay. Just unmute, then you unmute yourself and then, okay, yeah, sure. If it's there. Okay, ready. Speak.
Okay, access. Hello, TM. You're mute, you're mute. Okay. It's here.
Okay, yes, sorry, I was on mute. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
The question, yes. Should we all move out of Nigeria or should we stay?
Should we all move out or should we stay?
Yes.
So, I am going to rephrase this question, right? Using an analogy.
Okay.
So should we, while taking a baby's bath, throw the water and the baby at the same time? So this is a question, I know it's ongoing debate. People ask themselves, okay, should we all evacuate Nigeria? Given the fact that, it's all looking like the future is bleak. Everything seems to be going downhill. But then, as they say, there is always a silver lining in the cloud. And I do not believe everyone should leave Nigeria because there is hope, there is a future, and there's so many opportunities. Amidst this economic hardship, we have many businesses springing up and really thriving. While it's good to go out, to travel out, to move out of the country, probably you might want to relocate to your family. You might want to relocate to your family, or maybe pursue a course further your studies. While those are good reasons, it is I don't believe everyone should leave Nigeria because I believe there is a silver lining in the cloud. Thank you.
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will now hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, TM Gimba.
All right, thank you so much. Please give a round of applause to the table topics master. Table topics is when you stand in front of an audience and speak for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. You don't really know the questions beforehand, but you get to hear them right before you speak. So the trick is not to have time to think. You really want to learn how to speak on your feet. When you speak to a CEO or maybe a child asks you, where do babies come from? You want to be able to answer them, right? If someone roasts you, you want to be able to roast them back immediately. If you are able to get access to speak to anybody from the government to tell them that, yeah, you're doing a terrible job, you really want to think on your feet, right? And say, extend that message easily. And so that's what the table is all about. But today, we had a special table because the table topics master himself didn't even know it was going to be master. It was very important. So please give him a round of applause. We did really well today. So I will quickly evaluate the table topics before we have a prepared speech. Okay, so we have the final prepared speech today. She was in the third mainland bridge, so you all know that. She's able to make it here today. And so we will squeeze her into the agenda. So we've had 8 table topics today. The first was Toastmaster Solomon Edo, the second was Toastmaster Lawrence, the third was Toastmaster Jennifer. We've had guest Linda Precious speak. We have President Laura, the president of Esther Toastmasters Club. We have Toastmaster Akash. We have Toastmaster intended Toastmaster Leoshin, who spoke, and then we have Toastmaster Ike Lua Kochuli. So on your slips, on the slip before you, will see best table topics respondent. Please choose who you think is the best. Okay?
Some people are the first. So yeah, if you're around for the first one, you just vote
Yeah, so if you are around first time, just vote the best. If you are not, just
We have two best.
yeah, we'll have two best table topics. You know, we are not hosting the Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige, so we have two of them. So we'll have two games. All right. Toastmaster Solomon, I believe you did really well. You answered the question. I would like to, you could improve your speech by not looking at the teacher. You were just looking at the people as if we were not there. In me, I was in the place, I only looked at and I was right there. You know, so please look at everybody. That's how you improve your eye contact. Toastmaster Lawrence did really well with your energy and the smile and his vocal variety. By the way, Toastmaster Lawrence, you did not deliver to speech, it was just one. In case you hear. Right? We have, I think you did really well. You stood in one place, I believe I was paying attention to your voice, the sound of your voice. I noticed that you were breathing in before you speak. That was really good. It just lets you project your voice, but you could have moved the stage better. That would have made you more dramatic. You know. Please take note of that. Toastmaster guest Linda. Guest Linda spoke about canceling Christmas.
Cancelled.
Right? And I think that was really good. She spoke with conviction. I think even her eye contact was really well. What you need to improve upon is, you see, table topics is like a speech. So if you had a introduction, body, and a conclusion, it would be even more impactful, right? So please take note of that. As Mr. Precious spoke about little wins. I think she did in data of the questions, you don't look at the audience. You're looking up. Right now. So please, Toastmaster, in data Toastmaster, okay, so Nora, the president of Festival Toastmasters Club, Festival is a new club, the process of charter. So please, if you know anybody there, refer them. No, you did not speak. Your voice was not so pronounced. I mean, coming from somebody who gives future speeches every day, I think you could have done better there. Also, if you move around the stage, really much better. But your content was really good, and I like your story. Right? Toastmaster Akash is like the master of table topics. Right? It's like he thought he knew that the question would be, you know, before he came on stage, that was really good. Very clear speech, the flow, the content, the quality, and that's really good. Toastmaster, in the Toastmaster Oluwaseun, you were feeling bad that you didn't sleep. I promise you, my first table topics, it was complex. I was sweating. There was AC, you do AC. But I was sweating. I knew that there was about 10 people in the room, but when I got on stage, I was seeing 20. So that was really impressive. I just wish next time you speak again, and I wish that you try to speak even more, right? And finally, we have to I wasn't surprised. She always volunteers for table topics. That's just what she does. I think that was really good. Next up is prepare speech. So please, Mr. Loa, if you're hearing, let's do this. Now, I want us to take the prepared speeches finally before we go on the role players report so that we can all be on our way back home. There's a lot of traffic on the language. And I know some people want to go for one day. Right. So Toastmaster Wafika will be given the final speech today and she'll be evaluated by Toastmaster Chinyere. You have the evaluation results. So please, let's hear the evaluation results. The evaluation of the
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Okay, so the purpose of your speech, the purpose of this project is to learn or review basic method for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic.
Right, so Wafika joined Toastmasters just in 2022, August to be precise, or September. She is a geologist, she's a writer, and her hobbies are writing, reading, decorating, outdoor activities, trying new things, and traveling. And the interesting part about her is that she loves money. She's a jack of many trades and a master of writing about them. She's a jack of many trades and a master of writing about them. Please. Oh, one more thing. She participated in the club tales contest at the club area and division level. She won at the club, she won at the area. At the division, she didn't make top 3, but next year she said she will get top first place. Yes. So please give her a round of applause.
I believe it was Rafford the same. For every minute you spend being angry, you lose 60 seconds of peace of mind. The Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon. 2 years ago, my sister sent a write-up to the family group chat. The writer described the book, The Alchemist, as being blossom. And he talked of why he compulsively read it once, at least once every year, how the book takes him through his personal legend and why we all should read it. I was intrigued and I made a mental note to get a copy of the book. But when I got to the writer's name, Shitu, and something about share with your contact, I immediately responded with 2 angry face emoji and more. I thought something occurred to me, and knowing the reason for my reaction, looked at me and said, and I will turn the world blind. Why will I respond to the thoughtful write-up to the angry face emoji? Well, 2 weeks earlier, I was supposed to participate in an event another event, but I won't hear any of it. Like, you mess me up, so let's begin. But when my sister made that statement, I decided to talk to her, my sleep-to-led therapist, she's a natural therapist, by the way, and decided to see what my emotions are like and how to get at the anger. She made me realize a couple of things. Anger wasn't my best feeling when I saw this name. My first reaction to his name was admiration, then followed by fear, then jealousy, and I have to force the anger to the surface. Dissecting with fear further, I realized that I feared a lot of future imaginary occurrence, bringing them to the present and making a siphon out of them. Fear that I might never know what my personal legend is. Fear that I might never earn the stage. I might never live up to the writer's dream I always wanted. Then this fear with admiration turned to jealousy. Jealous of this guy that's already giving out his personal legends, giving people the stage to speak. He might just be a little bit older than me. He's already giving writers the stage to speak. Jealous that he's got it all. But I am my mother's daughter, and I'll never agree to be jealous of anybody. So anger was the best option for me. Maybe because anger is easier to deal with, and I won't be the one to blame for being angry. So after that, my light bulb moment, I told myself, I'm never going to choose anger first. I'll decide on all the other options before I settle for anger. Anger, sadness, grief, all of these frustrating emotions are what we go through every day. And whether we like it or not, they impact our character. But when we are angry, we tend to overlook the part of this situation that are fair and just. And we just go head on and act in situations that might be destructive to us. Now let's bring it to Lagos as a whole. For a whole lot of angry emotions, the frustration of waking up in a situation, in a society like this, where you have to give some hand to pain people's mouths on a daily basis, can be frustrating, it can be excruciating. So for some of them, it's easier to just stay with anger. And at times, even declare division, mainland island people, it's just easy for them to be angry. They still like they want, but they can't talk it. So anger is the best for them. But for some others, they channel all of this frustration into music, art, science, a whole lot of creativity. They get to live their life just because of the same frustration that is making some other people angry birds. So, my question to you, fellow Toastmasters and guests, in every situation, are you going to choose anger or you are going to choose a more positive question? Let us start.
Thank you for that speech. You know, I love music and I wish I could sing. But if I sing now, trust me, somebody will never listen to music again. Maybe I need to just get angry. Thank you so much for that speech. I think that was beautiful. I'm happy you had that speech. Thank God for that language. Okay. So we head straight to the evaluation segment. General evaluation will take us through the last evaluation. Then we'll get the role players report and I'm going to do. So, Madam General Evaluator. All right, so please give the General Evaluator the license methodology.
Hello, everyone. Think everyone is good. Hello, everyone. Hello. Much better. Okay, so for the final evaluation for today, please take your welcome Toastmaster Chiere.
So for here, speech. I love how you started this speech. You started with policy. And there's a really had a structure, had a beginning, body, and also a conclusion. And during the course of your speech, you spoke about anger, you spoke about fear, admiration, jealousy, and you said something about all these things, like whenever we feel all this way, we tend to channel this into anger, like an escape. That's very relatable. I'm sure everybody maybe passed through one of the two things like this. And you also spoke about, I love how you also spoke about this anger, how the situation that brings about this anger. You know, you talk about negotiations, talk about poverty and stuff like that. That's very good. Show that you did your like research, like sat down and talk about giving a speech. Okay, so I would like you to do better. Whilst giving this speech, I would like you to be purposeful, like your pauses. Like at some point, like when you pause, I thought, oh, maybe you should forgot a line, something like that. So sometimes it should just be purposeful so people follow you giving the speech. And I also noticed you didn't really maintain eye contact with people because like looking above, you know, all this kind of thing. So you really did very well. Gave a very nice speech, and I also love the way you ended it with a question, like bringing, you know. So what I would like you to do well, I like it to, you know, I told you now, be purposeful with your pauses and your voice. I like it to be, you know, more audible and stuff like that. So in all, you did well.
Cheers. So, like I promised, I'm back with my team to give our report. I told you we are doing quality control and assurance. So now we will tell you how well you're fared as quality is concerned. So first on my team is the listening evaluator and our counter. Toastmaster Jennifer.
Good afternoon, President Toastmasters and listening guests. I'm playing two roles, so I think I'll just have to give the report for the accountant first. So my job as an accountant was to watch out for cost figures, overuse sound, dead words, and here's the report. For everybody that gave the theme topic speech, I think you were mindful from TM Solomon. There was no cost filler, there was no dead words. Down to myself. I skipped my floor. There was no report for me. We had guests, ITM Precious. She used the sound twice. We had ITM Linda that cancelled out. She used the well twice and she used so twice. I think that's what we did. We had ITM Oshodi. There was no repeated words of filler. Then the prepared speeches, we had CM Ayodeji, because I think it was very cautious. There was nothing on his ship. We had CM Mufika. The sound was used twice, the well sound twice, so once. We had CM Ned. There was nothing on his ship, he was conscious. We had CM Stories. She's sleeping. There was nothing on her shift. We had so for the evaluator, we had DTM Coyote. There was nothing on the shift. We had DTM Shima. There was nothing on the shift. So and I need some other people, so I'm sorry about that. Then for the listening evaluator. For the listening evaluator role. So I paid attention. I just didn't going to the thing is to know how well people listen. So I'm just going to ask a few questions to know if people paid attention. Who was asked the question, what little wins have you had in 2022? Yes, that's good. Who stopped drinking in 2022? Who was introduced as a fashionpreneur? Who gave the speech title? My packet of cookies. Who was described as a fashionista? Doris. Who lost playing chess? Who said she was the warrior in her days of cotton? Who was asked the question, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self? The last one, who said an eye for an eye only turn the world around?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jennifer. Did you all enjoy that session? Yeah. So we'll be moving on very quickly because time is fast spent. We'll be moving on quickly to the grammarian's report. Mr. Tiamoji.
Yes. Okay, so we had, oh, by the way, this was the. Okay, so we had one of the day was not used so well. You know, naturally I'm sad. I know this is political used it once, it's a change of it twice, it was did you use it?
No.
It was yeah. Once. Yeah. Those are the only English of the world. And maybe there is on plus. So please, the people that are coming to the lecture, please try to use it so that at least we have like maybe 5 minutes of the day. And as far as English is concerned, there wasn't any considerable noise today. Although I was impressed with Toastmaster when she said an eye for an eye. Yes, that was quite impressive. Well done. So that's all for the remainder.
Thank you very much. Next is the timer's report. This was Chito.
Good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
For the table topics section of the meeting, all of the speakers made time. And for the prepared speeches, all of the speakers made time besides TM Dayola. However, he was over time by about 10 seconds and he bribed us with cookies. I think he deserves the thanks.
Oh, it's been time.
10 seconds. But he bribed us.
Thank you so very much. My general evaluator report. So meetings started on time, thankfully, even though we had about 6 people in the room. Yes, I understand that the traffic situation today was extra, but I think no one don't compare. I know some things. I'm looking at you. You don't compare. I mean, if people try, if you know where I'm coming from today, you know that. Yeah. So because you know, you just want to set that time and come early. It's better to arrive early than to be late. You know how they say it's better to be. Is it 1 minute early than to be 1 minute late, right? So I think it's better to arrive early than late, so you know, okay, I'm already here and we can start on time. But thankfully, we had a bet to start early, so we started within time and we were doing very good until we decided to we were having too much fun and we took extra table topics. So it was good. Meeting was set up on time. The word of the day is well displayed. Yes, even though we didn't use it. So I would say we had a flawsome meeting, so I can use it. Yeah, we talked on the day. I don't want to take too much of your time. I just hope that we improve with our timing next time. And so thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
So, fellow Toastmasters again, we come to the end of the meeting. We will just take the winners. Is this your handwriting? Okay, so we will just take.
Oh no, sorry, wrong one. Yes.
All right, so I have the list of winners. Man, I feel so powerful right now because I can decide not to give these awards. And nothing happens. I just take them home.
I don't have any reason to look at
Okay, so we have the most improved. The most improved. There's not enough for you. Handshake. So the most improved speaker today is Toastmaster Ayodeji Jayola. Let's get it. It is my name.
Yes, okay.
All right, thank you. Round of applause. Okay, now the best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Lawrence Nolly. Right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Congratulations, this is your award. Let me just show you the case so that you can know that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I see your face.
Well done, TM Lawrence.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Next up, we have the best evaluator. The best evaluator today is DJ Chima. All right, that's not. All right, so he has donated it back to the club because he has maybe like thousands of them. Thank you so much. Now, finally, we have the best speaker. The best speaker is a female. She's a Toastmaster, and she belongs to Lighthouse, either Lighthouse or Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. Any guesses? There's a story. Yep. All right. So my job here is done. I hope you had fun. I'm going to invite the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters back on stage so that he can close the meeting officially. Please give welcome to Toastmaster Ned. What a day, right? It's been a roller coaster ride. The turnout has been impressive. Participation has been top notch. I'd like to thank everybody for participating very, very actively. I have a few announcements to make, but before I go to that agenda, I would like us to acknowledge the first timers in our midst. If this is your first time attending this meeting, with a show of hands, can you please indicate? I know if you're ready, you have to raise those hands higher also.
Okay, even our online viewers can see. Beautiful. So we have 2 hands raised up. Who wants to go first? Yes. So, I mean, yeah. What we just want to know is a very short introduction about yourself. Your name, what we do, who introduced you or who invited you, and lastly, what you think about the meeting, although I know you spent a very short time, but
My name is, sorry, I wasn't.
it's fine.
My name is.
Okay.
I'm into also the system. I tried my best to get it. They're already waiting for me on the road, so I'm like, sure, just calling me. It's great. So I make things to be and I'm happy with everything.
Very happy to have you. Thank you very much. ITM show.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, I was introduced to Toastmasters by my friend Janice. I see that this is very insightful. I know that there's a lot to learn, and aside public speaking, I think it's also been help in terms of leadership. So I'm happy to be here. I look forward to many more.
Thank you so very much. You are welcome. We'd like to see more of you. And if you don't mind, after the meeting is called to order, spare us 5 minutes. We would like to have a brief chat with you. Okay. All right. That being said, I understand a lot of things happened against our favor, but we managed to turn it around. Traffic being one of the most probable causes. However, I still think we would need to repeat what we did last time. A lot of the speeches that couldn't hold might need to be retaken. I know Tiemuju would have loved to give our icebreaker today. That being said, the next official meeting for Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club would be on January 21st. I know it feels like a long time, don't worry, we have something in between, right? But the next meeting is going to be January 21st. Our different BPEs will be reaching out to everybody. Priority will be given to those who already declared interest to speak, but maybe because of traffic or the fuel situation couldn't make it today. But if you also have interest in delivering any of your speech projects or levels, please reach out to your VPE. And we have, okay, you can also reach out to the president. CM Gimba is offering himself for service, and who am I to not offer myself for service? You can also reach out to me. We'll be happy to help you out with your speech, but more importantly, to make sure you're prepared for the 21st. Okay, so yes, I said it feels like a long time. It feels like it's almost a whole month before we get to be like this again, to meet. So we actually have something organized as tax, entertainment, tax, project requirements for one of our own. She decided to introduce an initiative in the last meeting for a rendezvous at the beach. And we've gone a long way in doing the organization for that event. So we will be having the end of the year party, stroke, end of the year meeting, stroke, end of the year get together at the Good Beach. It's in Victoria Island. We intentionally chose the Good Beach because it's a awesome place to be. If you've ever been there. And it's central. It's central. So those on the island and those at the Lekki axis can feel like it's a central meeting point. The date has been set for December 17th. I would like to elicit interest or participation. Please feel free to talk to me, talk to TM Ayotola, talk to TM Carl, talk to TM Gimba after this meeting. The price has been set for 25,000 per head. I don't know it's much, but we have some big weeks that would maybe help cushion that effect soon. So we'll relay the final price, but that is the tentative price that has been set, and 17th is the tentative date that has also been set. I hope to see as many faces as possible. We'll be having table talks, we'll be having games, we'll be having a lot of awards. There's so much on that list, but look out for that list. We'll be sharing it in the different groups, WhatsApp groups. So we were informed on the agenda for that event. Yeah. Okay, so I think I've gone through my own rounds. I would at this point call that we adjourn this meeting. Will anybody move a motion for that adjournment?
A question.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Good afternoon again, everybody. My question is for the party on the 17th. Is it in the morning, afternoon, or evening?
It's an all-day party.
No, my president, go ahead. What are you guys plan?
So in the spirit of Toastmasters, of course, we have to be decent and raise our shoulders high and all that.
We're having fun.
Yes, in a very decent way. We're having, okay, so yes, the time has been set for 11 a.m. It should take a couple of hours, maybe till the early evenings.
When before you are you start going.
Okay. Till Mama calls, right?
Yeah.
To go to that. Wow. True. Okay. So, but if you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to myself, Ayatola, and the corporates, the few names that I mentioned earlier. Right? So can we please move the motion? And I don't want to keep you longer than we need to be. Motion for adjournment? Anybody?
I said.
You're seconding before the meeting. Anyway, you're moving for a motion, and our own president, TM Nora, is seconding this motion. On that note, I call this meeting to an end. Have a lovely afternoon. Thank you.
So next
those online. Bye.
Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah.